hello there. My name is Louis, aka Louis the French Moonette, and you're listening to Schmoedown Night in Canada. Alright, on with me as usual, it's Soda. It's it's Dave. How are you today?
Hey!
Hey!
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there for this. That's when we're recording this episode.
Yeah, and future fathers in my case.
And
Yes, sir.
happy Tuesday to the people who are listening to it today.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how it's going to work. We are covering the three matches. We're going to give our thoughts on like what's coming up next, the brackets, anything that Schmoedown related news. We're going to cover it at the end of the show. That being said, Soda, Dave, you guys are going to talk about the match. I'm going to hide in the cave. See you later. Bye-bye. We'd hope if I actually take myself out.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I can't. Okay, Dave, you have to.
All right.
It won't let me.
It won't let you.
You can't turn off your camera?
No.
Why can't?
Okay.
Well,
wait.
I can only mute you. This is all going to get edited out.
Yeah,
I can
I know.
only mute you. I can't kill your camera.
Give me a second. I think my computer's just frozen.
That's okay.
All right. Okay. There we go.
All right. Make sure you mute yourself as well, Lou.
Okay.
All right. All right. Bye, Lou.
So long. So the first match of the week was the Star Wars match. It was Ken Knapsack versus Andreas Ace Cabrera, Master versus Apprentice. What did you think of this one there, Dave?
I was just so excited for this match. It's been a long time since we saw Ken compete, but also Ace's showing in that first match really surprised me. So I came into this super hyped to see both of them. And I got to say, man, those might have been the hardest questions in any Star Wars match ever. That was insane.
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy. But what I found interesting was it seemed like Ken had so much knowledge that he knew the hard ones, but was forgetting the answers to the easy ones.
Yeah, and I think that's just a matter of, I think a lot of what we've heard and a lot of what Ken has said is he didn't want to play. But like, let's talk about Ace though. I think he did incredible throughout this entire match and is really showing himself as a real threat going forward.
100%. His game was amazing. Like he definitely showed that he could go all the way. Like whoever he's gonna face from now on is gonna be in for a tough time.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of interesting gameplay here because you see Ace taking Revenge of the Sith in the second round. I would have expected him to spin away from that, knowing just because I feel like it's one of the movies that is the most dense, so it is one of the more quickly studied ones. But Ken wasn't able to capitalize on those steals, so I was still impressed by the strategy layer there.
Yeah, no, he's very, very smart on his part, and I'm actually kind of not surprised that he kept it. I don't know. This seems like that movie would be something that you would focus in on. You know, something that he would absorb better.
That's true, and I guess we think about the age demographics and stuff. He definitely fits more into the age of the prequels, similar to myself.
Yeah,
so
and
it's
myself as well. I'm a little bit older than you, but I was able to see all those in theaters.
It's true.
As a young person,
I'm timeless. So 25, but timeless.
Yeah.
So do you think though, because we see this going all the way down. Was there ever a point in the match where you knew Ace was gonna win it?
Yeah, it's when Ken started. There was a moment where he missed a couple of questions in a row, a couple of easy questions. I'm like, okay, Ace has this. Ken is not in the game.
Yeah, Ace had that. To use a Rocky analogy here, he really had that eye of the tiger. It felt like it didn't seem like even in that first round where they were just throwing killer questions, because it was a fairly low scoring 7-6 in the first. Since the first match. Blah, 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 blah,
Are you
blah, blah.
okay?
Yeah, no, I sorry. I bit my tongue during that. There might be an edit coming. Beep.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Even when it being a lower scoring first round match, only going 6-7, I really expect it didn't seem to phase Ace at all, which I think is a testament to not only his skill, but I think it also goes to Winston as a manager.
Yeah, 100%. Ace was very focused. Nothing shook him at all.
And that brings up, do you think going into the next match, obviously Ace being up against Laura Kelly, do you think that he will get rattled? Because she is someone who has never missed a round one question before. If that happens, do you think that's something that would shake Ace?
If he thinks about it, yes. But if he just clears his mind and just answers questions, no. And honestly, I think he could probably give her the biggest threat to her winning the tournament, because she's still my pick. But if anything,
Might as well.
Yeah. If anything, this is he's the one person that could ruin that.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of that though, we're talking a little bit less about this match because it's honestly not the most exciting match of all three, but it had two very exciting moments near the end.
Yep, you had the Laura Kelly cameo, what did you think of that? I liked it. Well, I did like it. Well, we'll get to that in a moment, but I did like it, and I like that she's playing into a heel. It almost seems like it fits her like a glove.
We had only seen her in 2 matches before, but
The tournament, yeah.
and she always looked like she was having a good time, but now she seems like she's having fun. And that it's I think Rachel Cushing was the one who talked about it, or that once you just start taking it seriously but also having fun is when you become the most dangerous. And I think that speaks to Laura Kelly, what's going to happen with Laura Kelly going forward.
Yeah, 100%. She is essentially, yeah, she is good. She's dangerous. That's all I can say. She is dangerous. And now that she's got that added confidence, that added attitude, it's going to be an interesting ride.
Now, before we move on to the next match, another big moment in this match, we had a rare soda sighting in the Patreon Collins. Let's talk to me a little bit about that, buddy.
Well, I'm on vacation, so I was actually able to watch live, which I normally don't ever get to do, and I'm normally reticent to do something like that, but it's like, you know what? I might as well. And I'm surprised I got in because I sat on my computer for like 10 minutes trying to get in, and lo and behold, I ended up being the last person, and unfortunately had to follow that Laura Kelly promo, which, no pressure.
None at all. But I gotta say, that was a great moment because I was watching the match with my fiance and my cat, and I see you pop up on screen. I'm like, oh shit, I do a show with that guy.
Yeah, no, it was really, really cool. It was very surreal. Like I said in our chat that we have, I felt kind of like after we did the Roka interview, I was like hyperventilating a little bit because it was the big moment for me. Like, I mean, I'm talking to the guys who essentially helped shape my interests, Ellis and Harloff. And I got to tell Winston, hey, man, you're the bomb.
That's true. Well, man, I don't know any better way than to... Do you have anything else you want to say about the Ace versus Ken match?
No, other than... well, I do have one thing. Do you think this was Ken's last match ever? Because he gave off that perception during his interview that's it.
I agree with Lou, who's writing in the chat right now. 100% yes. This is Ken's last match. I think Ken, before the Star Wars tournament, Ken needed to be in the league to give the Star Wars League some credibility outside of Alex Damon.
Yeah.
But now, as we've seen, there's a handful of people and more people chomping at the bit to get in. Yeah. The league doesn't need Ken, and frankly, Ken's moved beyond it, and I'd like to see him back on the desk. Honestly,
yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to see him back on the desk, and if that doesn't happen, I would like to see him as a manager because I think he is a very good mouthpiece. He's got the experience. He would be a great coach, especially in Star Wars.
I agree with that, and I think we're going to talk about potential management a little bit later in the show. So let's move on to, I believe the next match is Alex Damon versus Jenn Kemp.
Yes, that was actually a really good match. Yeah, I full disclosure, I never watched a fan league match in my life, so I didn't know anything about Jenn Kemp other than she approved quite a few of my posts on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. But she's no slouch. She was good, and she made me laugh a few times.
Oh, I big fan of Jenn Kemp. I've seen some fan league stuff, but mostly I kept remembering that she played in she had one round in the free for all last year.
That's right.
And I was like, oh my God. But what really got me on board, because I was Team Damon all the way. But then Jenn Kemp comes on and she's just got that wall of board games behind her. And I'm like, no, that's it. That's my girl.
Yeah.
Jenn Kemp winning this tournament.
That didn't last long. No, she impressed me. And you can tell Alex has put in the time, and you could tell he's been studying because he had a really good match.
That's true. But I think both of them did, because going into, at the end of round 1, Damon's only sitting at 7 to Kemp's 8. Yeah. And I know that's not, but those are still very impressive numbers. Now,
was this the first time he's ever trailed going into round 2? I think it is.
Yes. No. He trailed against Laura Kelly at Spectacular because he missed a question in round 1 and she didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, he obviously just then proceeded to sweep everything else.
Yeah.
But
and there was one thing I did forget to bring up in the last match coverage. Harloff said it. Ace is the very first player, even Damon hasn't done this, to start his Star Wars career 2-0.
Oh my! Yeah, that is actually a really That's a
Damon
very
has
impressive
won
feat.
2 in a row, but he lost, I think, his first match, which was that Fatal 5-Way.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did. Because then, oh wow, and Ken only won one, then lost to Whitwer.
Yeah,
Whitwer lost to Ken. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
oh my gosh, I must have just missed that over the oh my God, it's soda of it all. But that's very impressive.
Yeah. So that's something but back to our match. It was like I said, it was a good match. Like, it was what I expected from Damon, and not knowing anything about Kemp, she impressed me.
No, Jenn Kemp, I think, is someone who I definitely want to see again in this league. I think she will be back. I think it's tough given how the season's going to end up working out. We probably won't see her again for the rest of the year.
No. Yeah, because she probably won't be in the singles tournament.
Probably not. But and then maybe we get another IG match, but it probably would be some headliner, not Jenn Kemp. But I'd love to see her again next season. Now, moving into round 2, though, this is where I realized this was the first moment for me that I actually thought, okay, Damon's going to be I was going to say triple threat, but he only plays in 2 leagues. But I think he could be very dominant. Because spinning away from heroes and villains on Roxy's suggestion, which obviously
was a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's always good to spin away from heroes and villains. That's just so broad.
Like, for that one, and weapons and vehicles, and who said it? Those 3 categories are just way too broad.
Yeah, but then Alex Damon just crushes Star Trek.
Yeah, and who would have thought?
I'm always been of the opinion that you can only like one for real, and that's just something I've felt. And it's okay if you like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, because those are really just so do I.
Yeah, I just watched them this week.
Oh, so good, right?
Oh yes, very very good. And Star Trek Into Darkness, you can fight me on this, is a good movie.
We will be talking after this show. It was correct, Lou. It was correct. My name is Khan. So stupid. We all knew. They don't know. The characters don't know. That's just for us. Okay, not the point.
Yeah. Anyways, that's after hours.
But for real, Damon sweeps Star Trek, and now he has now shown that there are 3 categories on that Inner Geekdom wheel that he is just going to slam dunk on.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Middle Earth, Star Wars, obviously. Just why are we asking him questions? Just give him the 10 points.
Yeah.
And now Star Trek he sweeps. Didn't even go to multiple choice once.
Nope.
Do you think that this does Alex Damon have a real shot at this whole thing?
Alex Damon has proven, he's definitely, anybody has a shot, but Damon has definitely put himself in consideration, the talk to win the whole thing. Anything is possible.
Now we're going to talk about this a little bit later. Never mind. I'll save it for later. But I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly enough, though, Damon obviously goes on to win. Kemp avoids the TKO, which is really important for the usual suspects, I think. Well, less so after the events of the later match. But let's talk about the rock stars for a second, eh?
Okay.
Do they only have Alex Damon? Do they have any chance of surviving and getting back on their footing? Because Alex Damon is the only person from the rock stars to get a win. He is the real the real rejects of the Quirky Mercs.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, we do know that Snyder and that Draco are heavy hitters, but unfortunately, they haven't played this year much. If at all. They did? Yeah. But it's still not enough to make a major difference. No. So, and unfortunately, none of her other players have stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because she loses Quevedo in the play-in match. She loses Vejvoda in a play-in match, and now she only has Alex Damon. And Alex Damon's not playing in the Star Wars tournament. So if he maybe loses his next match, the Rockstars might end up falling to second to last or even last place by the time all this is done.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because they have a stacked team. But unfortunately, that's just the way the cookies crumble this year.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, do you have anything else to add? Because I think the last match is probably the one that we want to spend the most time on.
Yeah, like I said, Kemp surprised me. Damon performed as expected. It's the Star Trek round was lights out. Other than that, it was a good match.
It was good.
It was good.
It was. Now, I think underrated Jen Kemp at any point could have reached back, seen it, all kinds of answers back there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, no one says you can't bring cue cards into the match. It's just frowned upon. So going into the final match of the week, John Humphrey versus Jeanine the Machine.
Okay, the opening promo, the video package that Nerd Chronic did with Humphreys just cutting in the middle. It's just like, help me. I laughed so hard. That man is legit funny.
Oh yeah. That is the thing about the Quirky Mercs and really the real rejects more. They're just such a fun team. And if I can't have my wild berries, I'm glad the real rejects are back. Because John Humphrey and Greg Alba, they're just a gift. They just are gifts to the Schmoedown.
You know what? They were the wild berries before the wild berries.
The wild berries were the first wild berries. How dare you? Don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me.
You know what I mean? They were the comedy team, and now they're starting to prove that there's more to them than just laughs.
Okay. Someone, Lou, is looking to get kicked from the stream and not invited back. It's me, because I'm just getting bullied here. Okay, anyway.
Yeah. But no,
it's my show. Good. Lou, it's a family show.
Yeah.
To back up a little bit more, though, what did you think when you first heard Jeanine was coming into the Inner Geekdom League?
Honestly, let's see what she could do. That's what it was. Because I mean, she's proven her worth in the singles. In teams, unfortunately, there wasn't much that could be done with her and Ethan. But yeah, it was essentially just let's see what she can do. And yeah, she didn't win, but I think to me, it feels like she belongs more in Intergeekdom than she does in singles.
See, I agree, but for almost a different reason.
Okay.
Jeanine, when you go back and you watch some of her earlier matches, or even the match she played against Chance in New York,
yeah,
she loses on a pretty easy X-Men question. Whereas now you see her in round 1 knocking out 9 of 10 questions. That's insane. And I think it goes to show how hard she studies and is able to commit to something.
Yeah, and not just that, she has the former Intergeekdom champion as her coach, which they have been very open about, and that definitely goes a long way to have one of the greatest of all time. Have at your side.
Oh, for sure. It definitely does. But I think if we were able to go back in time, and when Lou did his interview with Jeanine, great show. Go check it out if you haven't seen it, everybody. If we were to ask her about any interest in playing Intergeekdom, I think she would say no. I think she would say, there's no way, I don't want to do that. But because of the state we're in, you just see how focused she got and just how strong she could be. Now, she doesn't pull out the W here.
No, unfortunately. But it was close.
But very close. And also, I'm a huge comic book movie fan, and I love Soda. You want to fight about Star Trek Into Darkness? I'll give you a whole dissertation on why Batman v Superman is a fantastic film.
Dude, I have the movie poster hanging up in my bedroom. You don't need to argue with me on that.
Soda, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life?
Director's cut is better.
It is.
Yeah.
Martha. Okay. I don't have a defense. But
no.
Anyway, but no one knows what we're talking about. Anyway, but those were insanely hard DCEU questions.
Oh, for sure. Even I didn't get some of them.
I think I got 3. And
I for sure got the Darla one.
Yeah, I got Darla, what reawake. Lou brings up a great point. It is a really deep cut category now, because DCEU, we see people like Adam Hlavik and Kevin Smets has also used DCEU a lot. Mike Kalinowski famously, that was his slice for a long, long time.
But let's not forget, like I just looked at my collection, there's only 8 DCEU movies as opposed to what, 21 MCU movies. So it's, you are going to get to a point where, like Lou said, it's going to become very deep.
Not only that, but I think the unfortunate thing is so many people have so many negative feelings about those movies that I think that they're just looked down upon in terms of studying. Because you see a DCEU question come up or something, and you'll see like John Humphrey be like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
And I think that's tough. But I think Jeanine did her best in that bad category and proved that she's a very well-rounded player, especially looking at round 1.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, if it wasn't for Humphrey going lights out on round 2, it would have been Jeanine's match.
Oh, yeah. Which it was surprising to me because Wizarding World, I feel, is even more deep cut than DCEU. I feel like that's taken consistently by people like Rachel and Chandru, even though I guess questions got recycled.
Yeah, questions are being recycled, but also you do have the added of the Fantastic Beasts movies.
That's only 10 movies, though.
Yeah, that's true, but so Star Wars.
Star Wars is... we talked about this last week. So
Sorry,
Star Wars is 13.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
But And Lou's right. There's so much lore around Harry Potter, and there's
Yeah.
so many weird words. I'm also getting sick of them calling the first movie Sorcerer's Stone.
Me
Like
too.
it's Philosopher's Stone. Like, come
Although
on, everyone.
they did say Philosopher's Stone at one point during the match. I
It's
didn't
true.
hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been curious that if someone was to give, like, if say you made it to the Schmoedown and you're playing, and it's like, what was the name of the first Harry Potter movie?
Yeah.
You put out Philosopher's Stone. Is that going to get challenged?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised, but then you can just point to the evidence. It's like, no, you guys are the backwards ones.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's also. I'll be told it is a question I would know to call the Sorcerer's Stone for them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, John Humphrey, though, we talked about Alex Damon going all the way. Does John Humphrey, is he a dark horse candidate?
He's a dark horse to go deep, but not to win.
See, I don't know. I feel like he's got at least one more random. Similar to how we saw Greg Alba
Yeah.
run MCU. I would not be surprised if John Humphrey can do the same because they work together a lot. And because of that same reason, I wouldn't be surprised if he can go pretty good on DCEU. And if he's got Wizarding World, something that the Mike Kalinowskis usually stay away from,
Yep.
I wouldn't be like, he could really be put a damper on, say, the Barbarians run. I think that's whose side of the bracket he's on. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Same here. Yeah, I could see him pulling out maybe another win, but I don't see him going past the third round.
Yeah. Could you imagine though a Real Rejects final?
Dude, that is the biggest bracket buster I've ever seen.
Greg Alba takes down Mike
Yeah.
Kalinowski. John Humphrey takes down Robert Parker.
That would be bigger than Late to the Party beating Critically Acclaimed in that tournament a couple years ago.
That would
Yeah.
be huge.
Lose right is probably never going to happen, but it would be the biggest upset of all time.
Yeah, but I'm I've had a weird week. Maybe I'm just being weird, but I can see it. I can see it.
You can see it, a Parker versus a Real Reject final.
I can see a Real Rejects final. I can
Really?
see it. I can see. I'm calling my shot right now. It's not going to happen. No, it's not. I'm just talking out of my ass.
Yeah, it's a nice stream to have, and you know what? It would be a lot of fun for a lot of people. But yeah, you're right. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. But again, Jeanine does not get TKO'd here. It goes right down to the wire with her and John. Now, the unfortunate thing with Jeanine being eliminated here, not only do we not see her anymore, but that's the usual suspects out of the tournament completely.
Yep. Which is unfortunate. But that's kind of what happens when you only allow like one person in the tournament, sort of thing.
Yeah, and also, so now they only have they only have Damon in the Star Wars Molly Damon in the Star Wars tournament.
There is,
and then
one
they're out.
more, no, yeah, for the tournament, but they do have one big match coming up, which
That's
is
true.
outside the tournament. Irwin versus Roka.
That's true, but when's that going to happen, right? Do you
Soon, it's going to happen soon because Roka's been saying it's time to study, so it's going to be happening sooner than you think.
You think? Well, that's exciting to see then, because I was going to say, do you think they can bounce back from this though?
No. There's no way with being eliminated this early in the tournament. There's no way any of those factions can bounce back. Unfortunately, yeah. The best thing they can do is battle to see who doesn't finish in last.
Yeah, I'm behind that. Do you have anything else you want to add about the about this match?
Yeah, Jeanine played a great match. You know what? Yeah, she doesn't finish, doesn't get the win right now, but she's good. She's not deserving of all the unfortunate hate that I've been seeing online towards her after this match. Just lay off, guys. Like she's a good player. Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? She's doing better than most of us, and probably most of those guys will ever dream of doing.
That's true.
Those who can't troll.
Yeah. And Jeanine, I'm excited. I'm excited to see her. And I think if it wasn't for COVID, this would have been her year to get a belt. Next year is her year. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, and if I could give her one bit of advice, stick to her geekdom.
Yeah, I think she's got a singles run in here. But if this is proof of the pudding, stay here for a little while.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that, I think Lou's going to come back on and we're going to talk about news and stuff.
All right. Well, look, can you bring up the graph, Dave?
Oh, of course.
Thank you. All right. Let's go to the meat.
That went fairly easily.
No problems I hear. No.
Soda, don't break the illusion.
No
What
editing.
illusion? It did
No editing.
go up. It did go smoothly. I wasn't. Anyways.
All right. So, and don't cut this, Dave. All right.
Yeah. Cut it out.
All right. So let's start from bottom to top here. Yeah. Corruption Dungeon, man, they're out for the season because and usual suspects if nothing happens soon. For Damon, right? If Molly Damon doesn't advance, they're in the same boat as Corruption Dungeon. Quirky Mercs, they have Alba, they have Humphrey. If they start winning, there might be third soon.
Yeah. The only saving grace for the usual suspects, it would be besides Damon going forward, would be if Irwin wins his match.
Yeah,
that is coming up.
True, but yay, 2 points. You're at the 9. And
I gotta disagree with you, Lou, about Corruption and the Dungeon being done for the season, because next week is when we get to see Corruption and the Dungeon finally play in Inner Geekdom.
Yeah,
I agree, but the problem is to go up past 7. Let's say for the Dungeon, as much as I love Kaiser and I love the group, they only have Parker right now and Smets whenever he plays, right? But their main Zipper. But for me, sadly, from what I've seen before, Zipper's good. We'll talk about the matches later. Zipper's good, but Parker is the only hard hitting sure thing they have, right? Yeah. So, for me to be in the top 3 minimum, you have to have more than one good player. And that's Rockstars too. I love them, but that player has to win often again, which is Damon, right? So he has to almost win this whole tournament to keep them afloat. Because if he doesn't keep them afloat, they're in the bottom soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think you can say the same thing about Corruption though, because they have Chance Kalinowski and Laura Kelly still playing.
Yeah.
True. Okay, it was more directed to Dungeon. True, like Corruption does have some things they can fire away and hope it works, but it better work because this is like do or die time.
Corruption.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, and any thoughts on the top 3? Like, is there anything for Swag Den or Finstock coming soon?
Swag. Well, they have Paul Oyama playing Chance.
Okay.
They have Ace in Star Wars.
True.
Yeah, so they're doing pretty good.
Yeah. And Chance and Paul, especially Ace, if he surprises and breaks everyone's brackets by defeating Kelly, the Swag might actually do a run for number 1.
Yeah.
Finstock Exchange is good.
Yeah.
But first of all, they have one more match to play compared to Finstock right now. And, you got Shandru and you got Ace and you got a couple of good hitters that are still actively playing right now. It's not like you have to wait another 6 months. So they might do some damage.
Yeah, and here's the thing that everybody seems to be forgetting is we do still have a singles tournament coming at the end of the year like we do always. So that can completely change this whole what we're looking at right now.
Massive 32-person tournament, I might add.
Yeah, so I mean, what we're looking at now doesn't mean the dungeon's going to be last come end of the season, right?
For sure, but the rookies have to be doing a lot of training, and something's got to gel here.
Yeah, but we're gonna start seeing the heavy hitters that we unfortunately haven't seen yet. We're gonna see the Andracos. We're gonna see the Snyders. We're gonna see the Rileys. We're gonna see the Batemans. We're gonna see the Ethans. We're gonna start seeing like all those big heavy hitters.
And we'll start seeing also the not off season, but the draft, not draft, like the signing.
The free agencies.
Yeah, exactly.
We
We'll
might
see
have
Kevin
some-
Smith.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is there might be a couple of unknowns, right? People that got signed up, and they know they're incredible. They might be the next Barbarian. So I can't wait to see that dynamic of not just a full tournament with all the heavy hitters, but having the unknowns come in and maybe some shake up the brackets. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Talking about future matches, hey, let's go to the next matches we're going to have next week. Damon versus Melanda. All right, Matt, start off.
See, my heart wants to go Damon, but based on what I saw in round 1, Melanda seems the more likely choice, you know?
I fully agree. What about you?
It's Melanda, and that is the thing. I think Molly Damon proved that she's a very she looked at she watched our show and said, I'm not going to let that Dave guy be right. I'm going to go out there and kick and win the match. But Melanda has a fire in his eye right now. And we're going to, if Laura Kelly doesn't win the match, the tournament, it's Melanda easily.
Yeah. And you know what? Melanda Kelly is going to be a fire
well,
final match.
She's got to get past Ace, but
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, it seems pretty unanimous, pretty easy decision. Hey, Damon, prove us wrong. All right.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong. Do what you do, girl. But my gut instinct is, you were shaky the first match. You won, but it wasn't a decisive win. Mm-hmm. And to beat Melanda, you have to be decisive.
Exactly.
So, Rose versus Zip. I'll start off.
Emily. Oh, you'll go first. Go ahead.
Well, we echo again because Rose for the win. I love Zip. Zip is an amazing dude. I know he's your bro now for life, Dave. But on my end, Rose is just more of a proven commodity.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And as I've seen on her Twitter feed, she's been studying.
Good.
So yeah,
Who has it though?
No, okay, touche. But I don't know. I think she's got. After Atlanta, I think she's has something to prove.
What about you, Dave? Are you gonna destroy all of her hopes? And
Eric Zipper and I, obviously, super close. We're best friends. It's great. But Emily Rose Jacobson is
bed.
So what'd you say,
I said Emily Rose Jacobson is going to beat Eric Zipper.
Oh,
okay.
Now, the reason I say that is I know Eric Zip. I know Zip. You know, me and him text every day. We're best friends. But in all seriousness, he obviously
in your head. It doesn't count.
He, based on everything we saw at the first half of the year, he was hard training for singles. And based on go back and watch my interview with Eric Zipper on Northern Consultations. This is just the plug episode.
Yeah.
But based on conversations that we had on that show, Inner Geekdom is the third league he wants to play in. Where Emily Rose Jacobson, this is where she's focusing. I think Eric is probably like, I'll do the tournament because Smets can't, but I really am looking forward to that singles tournament. That's what I want. And I think Emily Rose does not have that. She has, I'm winning this match and I'm going to prove that I win in the Finstock Exchange.
Yeah, and if you want to find out more about what Emily Rose's goals for the IG bracket is, go look at my interview with her on Northern Consultations.
We should have like horn sounds every time we plug in something. All right.
But yeah, no, Emily Rose said during that interview she wants to be the IG champ, and this is the time to prove it.
Yeah, it's not a make it or break it. If she doesn't win, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see her for a long time. Person, because she has to win. something's got to give.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
I agree. I think
next
this is
match,
similar to Demolta.
Sorry. Yeah, exactly.
I'm undecided. I'm curious to see if you guys are on polar opposite sides or if you guys are agreeing. I'll start with you, Dave. Who do you think for Jance versus Paul? Convince me.
I think Oyama will take this match easily. I think
Okay.
Chance is a good player. I think he's obviously been studying a lot with Kalinowski. We've heard that. But I go back and you think about the categories that Oyama puts on the wheel: Star Trek, Harry Potter. He looks for those in regular season play. Also, I've watched a lot more fan league matches. Chance's one loss to Paul was an Intergeekdom match, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen again.
No, it makes sense, and I'm with you, Dave. I'm for Paul Oyama is gonna win just because I look at this because they came up together on that jazz. To me, this is Ovechkin Crosby of the Schmoedown, and Crosby always has Ovechkin's number. Yeah, Crosby, Ovechkin's a good goal scorer, but Crosby's a better all around player, which is like Oyama. He's a better all around player.
So, what would tip the scales in Chance's side then? If there's something.
If Oyama comes out and has a round one like he did at the spectacular, Chance is gonna win.
Okay, yeah. If he has a brain fart, that's not good.
Yeah,
I think it could be that Oyama could have stretched himself too thin, because when you look at when all this first started happening, he talks about how he was supposed to play a singles and an IG match back then, and he was supposed to play a teams match. He may be too diversely studying, where Chance had that one win and then was like, all right, now I can just play. Now I know I'm going in Intergeekdom and I'm just training with Mike. Oyama may be stretched thin.
Yeah, Oyama might be like he might be wanting to be in that 3 league category, right? This like I need to be this, but it doesn't mean that you're made for it. To be a 3-leaguer, it takes a certain very special combination of knowledge and skill and endurance and like willing, right? So just because he might want to be does not mean that he's ready to be.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so look, guys, we're going down 50 minutes. Let's wrap it up unless there's any other comments or we're good. All right, so if it's not done, what you doing? Sign up, join our Facebook page as well. Join or follow anything on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, or any of your good providers for podcasts. We do a lot of stuff. We guess a lot on other people's podcasts, so just take a look out for us.
Yep.
That being said, Dave, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Leaves Me Alone, on Instagram at Baby James Lees, and at Jack of All Trivia on YouTube, where I run matches every other week, except for right now when I got way too busy. So look out for more stuff coming soon, though.
All right, and you, Soda?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me running the social media account for the Media Sweaties Network, where we provide you with all the links to your favorite YouTubers' shows and what have you. You can find me guesting on the latest episode of The Frenchie Watches, where we talk about The Great Dictator and how it is still very relevant, and we go into a very, very deep conversation.
Yes, sir. And you can find me on Twitter, on the official Schmoedown North Twitter, which is Norton Schmoes. Also, I just released my first episode of The Frenchie Talks About. It's very different. It's more about life, a lot of opinions, a lot of interesting conversation to be had. So take a look for that. All right. Well, thank you very much, Dave and Matt, for your time. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.
Later.